there is one more step that I can mention, John. I mean, there's so many different ways. One other way that I found to be really helpful, and again, this may seem a little advanced, but it's called taking a dual perspective, or at least that's what I've called it over the years, which means if you really are, let's say, with one of these more malignant type of narcissists who outwardly attacks you or ices you out, the question becomes over time, what makes it difficult for you to, like, if you're, let's say, let's go in just to be a little extreme for a moment. Let's say they become abusive. What makes it difficult for you to create some sort of space and to not tolerate that kind of abuse in the relationship? See, that's the dual perspective. And this is what we call an enactment in my field. But in other words, the spouses, the significant others who get caught up in these narcissistic dynamics, oftentimes are doing something what's called an enactment. In other words, they step into an assigned role, like they get a role to play. Either they have to be supportive, be the caregiver, like take care of that person, the cheerleader, or the scapegoat, right? So it becomes important at some point to begin to reflect on, how is it that I'm stepping into this role, and why is this role important to me in my life? And is there any way that I can get out of this role, because I don't want to be in this role? So that's taking a dual perspective. And what I mean is not just blaming, your narcissistic husband, which could be helpful at the beginning, right? Like just to get some of that out. But then over time, if things are really not changing and you're stuck in this kind of relationship where there's ongoing abuse or the withdrawing, at some point you have to begin to wonder, how am I getting caught up in this, what we're calling an enactment, if that makes sense? I'm not sure if that part was completely clear, but
it was.